It's a little difficult for me to speak on social housing because I get emotional with all the positive things, all the blessing opportunity that I was always denied. Having tears for dinner is something I don't wish upon anybody.
For over a century, Los Angeles has faced a crisis of shuttered mental health institutions and unaffordable housing. Today, nearly 200,000 Californians experience homelessness, with 70,000 of them in LA County. Skid Row has become the face of that crisis. And so, the nation is watching LA. Cities across the US are asking what works and who is getting it right. Not far from Skid Row, a different kind of solution is proving what's possible.
From the time I have been here to right this second, I have never, ever gone to sleep thinking I wasn't going to wake up the next morning. What Soul Housing has done for me is given me that peace of mind of, okay, you can put your stuff down and get to work.
Soul Housing Recuperative Care provides stable housing with 24/7 staffing and clinical oversight, as well as other wraparound services.
Here at Soul Housing, we have case management, we have mental health, general medicine, we have LVNs on staff. We collaborate well for any needs. We're always available. That's different from other places because they'll just have an appointment and then they won't see them for a while. But we're always there, available 24 hours.
I told her what I need and the problems that I have right now. And they kind of like took notes, and then we just started it. Soul housing is helping you to be independent, to learn how to live by yourself.
But the support doesn't stop there. Soul Housing also offers medication management, laundry services, 3 hot meals a day, rehabilitation programs with life skills coaching, a 20-station computer lab and internet access, job search and resume help, storage solutions, housing navigation, group games and movie nights, salon and personal care, and other things they need to succeed.
They're more touched at Soul Housing, meaning they have resident aides and they have people constant. When they go into transitional housing, they're solely by themselves and have very little support. Soul Housing needs to stay. There's not many places like Soul Housing that offers that availability for a placement right then and there.
When I was in my early 20s, I was medically discharged for some injuries I had received while I was in the military. Being a disabled vet back then was not easy, but I fell on some hard times and I had to utilize one of the VA's homeless shelters. Lots of beds, double stacked, next to each other, just row after row. I had my son with me and he was very little at that time. There was no food, there was nowhere to wash yourself. So I used that time that I spent in a shelter to make sure that the participants of Soul Housing have a better experience than I did, so that they have the care that they deserve.
These shelters, they don't rock like us. They don't rock like us. They don't do the things we do.
The most important thing that they need when they arrive at Soul Housing, and what Soul Housing does so well, is really to get them set up with their basic needs. We make sure that they have additional clothing, we make sure that they have their hygiene, and of course we make sure that they have a bed, a house. All of our facilities are absolutely lovely. And again, they have the care advocacy group that we go out and take care of them as well. So we really set them up for success.
Soul Housing is like a unicorn. It's not something you're gonna see every day. This is not your everyday operational job.
The most unique thing that Soul Housing has is our CMC. It's our Crisis Management Center. It's over 2,000 square feet, 200 monitors, 24/7 staff, and 1,500 cameras throughout 16 facilities. We do this for the safety of the participants, staff, and for every operational movement that we have through here is monitored and dispatched by this CMC. This is the nerve system of Soul Housing, the most important part, I would say.
And Soul Housing's impact extends beyond its walls.
Soul Housing have a high intake, but after it's all done, food left over. Why throw the food in the trash when people in the community need food to eat as well? My boss let me go out to the community to get food out and to help them with their needs. So I think that's more so a more community-based outreach to them, and it worked both ways. The respect is there with them and the staff.
Each story is different, but the door opens the same way, with understanding rooted in experience.
Soul housing should be a model for what housing should be. People need to go where there is structure, and structure means I can take a breather now. I got somewhere to live, somewhere safe, somewhere clean, somewhere where people aren't being mean to me because of the way I am.
Soul housing don't judge. I've noticed they don't find excuses, they find solutions.
In a city still searching for answers, this is the one that works.